Good morning. This is Debra V. Wilson, just outside of Chicago. As a matter of fact, just a hop, skip, and a jump from Chicago. Today is Saturday, the 28th of January, 2017, and the time is 400 hours and 49 minutes, and that's GMT minus 6. Very quickly, I'm going to just give you an update of some recent postings on my Facebook page, Relationships in Conflict. On that page, I'm looking at specifically how we define security models, and then state-constructed security models, how they're experienced by civilians, and how civilians respond within those experiences, how they respond to state-constructed security models. So in keeping with that, I've got more illustrations of the modality of operation, performance, presentation by my three countries and their respective state-constructed security models. So from Canada, I have a screenshot of the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, that would be CSIS. Out of Israel, I have a snapshot from a video from the Mossad. And out of the UK, from the security services, MI5, the internal security apparatus, internal intelligence apparatus, I have two screenshots from their website. So starting with Canada, and actually I will group both Canada and Israel's screenshots. Both of the screenshots present their respective intelligence officers working. And in the work they're doing, they're sitting at a table and engaging in a conversation. Then, if you go down, continue to go down my Facebook page, you'll look at MI5's, two screenshots from MI5. And that's simply going to their website, which is www.mi5.gov.uk. And then select the tab What We Do, further drill down and go to Espionage. And then within that tab, I've selected How Spies Operate. Just take a gander and read the ways in which foreign intelligence, the ways in which MI5 is saying foreign intelligence has operated, presented itself within the UK. It's a very interesting read, and I'll go into a little bit more detail why I find it particularly interesting. Then the next tab, still in the espionage section, is called Targets of Espionage. At the very top of the page, the second paragraph, I'm simply going to read you the first two sentences. The UK is a high priority espionage target. Many countries actively seek UK information and material to advance their own military, technological, political, and economic programs. This particular posting, the four snapshots from my three countries, I'm attempting to do two things. One is to further demystify intelligence communities. From my perspective, intelligence communities are part of the state providing service to their employees, the civilian sector. While I understand that some of the work is classified and needs to be confidential, nevertheless, the people, the persons that work within state-constructed security models are still our employees. And within that definition, as our employees, they have a certain obligation. So in each of these three examples that I give from Canada, Israel, and the UK, I see them as presenting, which of course you would, if you're presenting to your employers, you're going to put your best foot forward. This is what I do. It's not only this is what I do, but I understand that I have an obligation to you. All three countries are saying, at least saying, now we'll go down that path at another time of how they understand that obligation. But at least all three countries are saying, we understand we have an obligation. Also, and in addition, I would say that for me, I find all three countries seem to have at least a perfunctory understanding that we need to tell people what we're doing on some level. We need to tell people we're aware that they want to know what we're doing. So that's one of the reasons why I posted the information from my three countries. Another reason why I did the postings is that I want to take a further look at how and why intelligence officers behave in the ways they do. As I mentioned before in previous YouTube videos, for over 2 decades I was an activist in the United Kingdom, London, England. There came a time whilst doing my activism in London, England, that like other activists in London, England, within the feminist circles in which I traveled, I was approached by foreign intelligence. Some of it was British, some of it was foreign to me, but not, still foreign to me, but not British. I think I want to say that the reason why I'm bringing that up is I've always wondered to what extent MI5 understood that we were being approached and how they conceptualized that. I had more interactions with Special Branch because I was constantly being questioned by Special Branch whenever I entered the country via Heathrow Airport. So I had an awareness that Special Branch was aware that I was being approached whilst in their country by someone. But I've always wondered to what extent MI5 was aware of it, if they would ever acknowledge it. Considering the type of agency MI5 is, I think these 2 pages are as close as anyone's going to get to an acknowledgement from MI5. So that I will take it, I'm taking this information as some sort of acknowledgement that they are aware that there were foreign actors operating in the country, and they were aware of the different ways in which the foreign actors positioned themselves. Then I'm going to add something in addition to the information provided by MI5. On the same page, targets of espionage. At the very bottom, there's a mention of targeting dissidents, and the blurb, I will let you read it for yourself, and I would advise you and suggest you do go to the page. The presence of foreign governments seeking out dissidents, targeting dissidents, and I've definitely seen that. I'm personally aware of some dissidents who have been harassed or followed in the United Kingdom from their home countries. But I'm going to also add that, and there's a point to this, I'm personally aware of and have personally been approached by foreign intelligence in the United Kingdom, as many other feminists in the circle in which I traveled were also approached by foreign intelligence. I think that one of the points I'm trying to get at here is I wonder how state-constructed security models see women like myself, and there were a good number of us in London, England, who, from a civilian, activist, and feminist perspective, explore state-constructed security models. And in our viewing of state-constructed security models and understanding how they're working and how they're not working, what happened in the UK and London, England, was foreign intelligence became curious about what we were learning about the country and what was working and what was not working. I wonder if MI5 has an understanding of that. I wonder also if there's an understanding by specifically the United Kingdom's intelligence community that within these rigid definitions of people, delineations of people, you're left-leaning, you're feminist, you're this, you're that, that it's possible to be an activist who is left of center. In some cases, some of the women I worked with were very far left of center, and love your country, and define your patriotism and love of country from a perspective of self. And still, within your criticism of your government and seeking a more left-leaning expression of governance, still be concerned about security and how the country is being kept safe in ways above and beyond human rights, in ways above and beyond of engaging with the community. I still wonder if MI5 is aware that there were civilians in London, England, women, older women, who engaged with the state and their patriotism and love of country by diagnosing, dissecting, and understanding the current state-constructed security model and exploring the holes in it and ways in which to repair it. And in our activism, in our dissection, in our learning and exploration, we did draw the attention of foreign state intelligence officers. I wonder. This is Debra V. Wilson. This is a second podcast I've done recently with more questions than answers. But take a look at my 3 postings. Explore the videos, the YouTube videos from CSIS out of Canada, the Mossad out of Israel, and MI5's website. This is Debra V. Wilson, hop, skip, and a jump away from Chicago. Thank you.